Alright, welcome back to X-Files Resist or Serve, the game review aftermath, part 2. I know last time I said I hope that the game's gonna get better after we get to chapter 2 and to chapter 3 of this game, seeing as the first chapter took freaking almost 6 hours to complete, and not because it was fun either. Now, let's go on to chapter 2 before I get really pissed off. Because I just beat the game fully, and I am still livid about how I had to go about beating this game because it was so shitty. Okay, chapter 2. Resonance. So in chapter 2, the game I thought was finally going to pick up. It actually felt like we were going to be playing something really, really X-Files related. Something that harkened all the way to early episodes of the show. It made me question things that were going on within the level. It made me question characters. It made me more involved. And then it goes about every way of fucking it up for you and acting like you, the player, are too retarded to try to figure out anything on your own, and basically spells it out for you as obviously as possible about how everything that you're playing right there is basically not real. It goes back to the classic lines of X-Files: trust nobody, and run away, and everything like that. So the whole level is set up as you're Agent Mulder, and you're back in Agent Mulder's apartment. You're back in Agent Mulder's basement office. It was cool walking around exploring those two things. Those were nice little Easter eggs. Unfortunately, couldn't interact with everything like I wanted to. But then it turns into something I thought was going to be cool. We all remember the episodes if you watched the show. I'm assuming a lot of you watched the show, where Mulder would start to see things after he was infected with the alien oil, the goo, the black goo, and not people would appear different to him than they actually were, and there were times where he was ready to shoot people because he thought that they were bad guys or Krychek or something. Well, something that was going on in the second episode, and it started turning into this really weird hallucinatory trip where you didn't know if you were really talking to Scully, or you were talking to your friends, or you were really at the office. You didn't know what was going on. And then the game, like I said, goes about every way to fuck it up, its own atmosphere, by spelling it out for you in the most obvious way possible, by saying, trust no one, over and over and over again. So it was really fucking annoying that it fucked it up. And then, as soon as I was starting to have a little bit of fun, even though they went about fucking up their own plot line in the second episode, the second episode fucking ended. Almost fucking immediately ended. I'm talking about less than an hour, or an hour at the most, is what that level took. And that was only because I was doing the same thing that I was talking about last episode, where I'm clicking the fucking button over and over and over and over again, looking for shit that wasn't there, by the way. And then episode 3, gotta say, the most annoying, the most confusing, and the most fucked up of the entire game. A great way to go out on a shitty fucking turd note that belongs in a... Oh god, I can't even express enough. I'm so fucking glad to be done with this game. But at the same time, I'm like really fucking mad because of how they treated X-Files. X-Files games are not traditionally good, like I've already said, and seeing how this game was like some kind of Resident Evil, Silent Hill clone, or trying to be one, mixed with X-Files, it should have worked. It should have worked. But this company that made it, Black Ops Entertainment, fucked it all up. Did Chris Carter or anyone that is responsible for X-Files even play this fucking game? Did they play it all the way fucking through? I fucking highly doubt it. And And you hear me just getting more and more annoyed because of how the fucking third episode was. The third episode's story doesn't even have a fucking CGI cutscene like the others two did. It just fucking starts. Mulder is going off to Russia to go investigate whatever's going on with the black goo in the game. And these fucking god guys that you're seeing, fucking Pinhead from Hellraiser, the two Elder Scroll looking motherfuckers, and one like Jim Jones fucking cult leader guy who keeps popping in and out of the game for some random reason that Mulder's the only one who's seeing. Spoiler alert, if you already saw the fucking review, he's a fucking alien. Of course they're fucking aliens. They're just making projections in his mind because of the fucking black oil that he was exposed to. That's another thing that I wanted to go about and rant about real quick about this fucking game because it was so fucking annoying, is that if you were not a person that watched this show, and I mean heavily invested in this show, this game, you would have been fucking lost the entire time. You might have gotten past some of the like plot hole points in the first episode of the game, but once you're hitting episode 2 and especially episode 3, they're referencing stuff that you wouldn't know unless you were like in the 7th season of the X-Files and seen the movie. Just stuff that you just would not have known if you didn't watch the show. Luckily for me, I'm a huge fan of the show and know a lot of shit about the episodes and the show. But casual fan, someone that just picked the game up because I thought it was going to be a survival horror game, would not know what the fuck is going on. Okay, so the third episode, Mulder flies, like I said, to Russia, right? Well, I don't know what the fuck happened. They ran out of time or they just forgot to make the scene in the game. Mulder wakes up after a plane crash. They give no explanation for this at all. You just wake up and then there's these armless motherfuckers that want to chop off your arm that you saw in the review I had. They're just chasing you around, knifing each other, by the way. That's one thing about the AI I would like to point out. The AI is so fucking stupid. They attack each other because what they did is how they I figured out why they did it, is how they programmed the AI for the enemies of this game. They just attack whatever's in front of them. It's not they go after you, the player, and attack the player. It's whatever's in front of them, they'll attack it. So if it's another enemy AI on their own team, it'll fucking attack it because they just fucking programmed it to attack whatever's close to it. So enemies will kill each other, which is hilarious to see, and they'll attack boss enemies because they're close to them, and boss enemies will attack their minion enemies because they're close to them. Hilarious to see, but also very, very punishingly hard when the thing that blows my mind, that's really fucked up, out of all the enemies in the entire game, the thing that's the most deadly are fucking animals. Wolves and rats, specifically, are the most dangerous things in this entire fucking game. Unless you got 5 guys at the end that have all semi-auto machine guns and you're supposed to run away from them in 5 seconds, otherwise you die. Otherwise, other than that, rats and wolves are the most dangerous thing in this fucking game. In a PlayStation 2 survival horror X-Files game. So what really pushed me over the edge into fucking now hating this game, trust me, after playing the third act, I think in the past episode yesterday, when I was playing this game and I was talking about it in the aftermath, it was probably like at a 6 or a 7. Oh, this game's fucking lower than that now. I guarantee fucking it. It's like a 4. Will I ever replay it again? Fuck no. I will never replay this game again for fun. There's a whole nother story that you can play as Scully. Fuck no, I'm not doing that. Fuck no, I'm not playing that. I really don't give a shit about what Scully's story is in this game because the game was so fucking bad. I'm not replaying whole episodes to see the little cutscenes that Scully had of dissecting a creature. I'll just insert them from footage I find online. I'm not going to replay the game to get to those episodes. I don't really give a shit. And that's how you know a game is bad. When I'm really that fucking annoyed with how bad it was, and I don't want to replay it, even though it's a franchise that I love, that's bad. The checkpoint system is what really fucking did it in for the game. I know I brought up the checkpoint system last time, but it gets way fucking worse. Way fucking worse in the third episode of the game. There are whole sections where you'll be playing, you'll have to explore a fuck ton of areas, and unless you want to backtrack another 5 minutes all the way to the save spot, you're fucked, because once again, boss enemies with like overpowered guns just appear out of nowhere. Or like I said, fucking wolves. Two wolves can get you into a corner and you will not be able to attack. You will not be able to get away, and they just bite your fucking ball and dick. They just bite your dick and balls off, and it's game over for you. And then you start back another fucking 30 or 40 minutes back to redo all the shit you just did. And that happened to me at least 3 times, and that is not including when we got to the fucking end of the game. Now, the end of the game is where I really started getting pissed off. Where I was like, I was almost ready to take the game out and fucking throw it across the room. I was so fucking mad. And if it wasn't for the fucking cheat codes that were in this game, I probably would have done that. So yeah, the boss enemy. Let's give a little backstory before I tell you why I had to use cheat codes, which I fucking hate doing, and I never do, but I'm literally at the fucking end of the game. The end. So the last boss enemy, the fucking guy that looks like a Jim Jones wannabe, cult leader guy, that's really a fucking alien. This would be so much easier. Why did I choose today not to drink beer? This boss enemy makes you do a basic no death run of fighting all of the past 4 big boss enemies at the end in each of their specifically poorly designed levels. So we're talking about the grocery store from the first episode. We're talking about the test site from the first episode. We're talking about the weird devil church thing that Mulder had a vision of. Like the shipyard for the Arctic base. And then lastly, you get to fight him as an alien. But here's what happens, and here's why it gets so fucked up, is that there's no save or checkpoint system in between any one of those fights. Not only that, but every fucking boss fight in this, the guy has little minions that he keeps resurrecting over and over again to waste your bullets. And the aiming system is so fucking bad in this game that every time Mulder aims his fucking gun, he's aiming at the wrong fucking direction. It auto-locks on everything but what you want to fucking auto-lock onto. And it's so fucking annoying. And just like the problem with the wolves that get you in a corner, you're having to maneuver your way not to get stuck on corners because the fucking camera is so bad in the fucking game. So, as you can see, as I'm talking here, I did this boss 3 fucking times. You see how fucking far I had to walk back to get to that point, then fight the boss in its 4 different stupid stages again to get to the last stage, to run out of ammo and eventually die again and again. So fucking stupid. And then after that time, after like my 3rd or 4th time dying on that guy, I said fuck this, and that's when I was gonna turn it off. But luckily I found cheat codes, and I put in every single one of those fucking cheat codes. I put in the infinite health, I put on grenades or bullets or grenades, I put on one-hit kill gun. I did everything, and I fucking killed all of them, and it felt great to do. I never ever really ever use cheat codes for games. So this was even more annoying that I had to fucking do that, resort to that, because I refused to let any more of my time be wasted. And the amount of time that I spent yesterday and today playing this game, that's almost a total of 10 fucking hours of gameplay. 10 hours of monotonous, grinding, bullshit mechanics, bad camera angles, a story that just kept going on and on and on, and literally should have just been a 3-episode fucking chapter of the show instead of a fucking game. You know, they could have done it the right way and made the first episode a little less, you know, I don't even really know how to save an X-Files game, because I thought this was gonna be it, and no, all it was just a lot of tedious bullshit, and some game company that was like, oh, you know, that one game with zombies in the mansion, and that one with you know, that guy trapped in that really crazy town where monsters come on, let's make something like that, and we'll just make lots and lots and lots of zombies, and we don't even need to change the color for him. Well, he'll just fight the same zombies over and over again. You guys all remember the black goo, the alien oil? You know, everyone liked that. Everyone thought that was a huge plot twist from the show. Let's just make the whole thing about that. And Krychek's got to show up and fuck it up in some way for Mulder. He always does. And the Smoking Man, well, we just got to have him in there because he's the Smoking Man. What I really don't understand is how this game is so fucking rare and expensive now. I bought that fucking game like 5 or 6 years ago. I remember it's in like a pickup video on this channel from like a while back. And back then, people weren't able to even give this fucking game away. It was going for less than $10, I want to say, everywhere. And now I look online and this thing's going for like $70, $80, $90 online. Do not, I repeat, do not ever fucking pay that amount of money for this game. It should always be at a fucking $5 or lower price tag. This game sucks. The episodes in the game should have been on the TV show, not in the fucking video game. And the fact that this company just made this game drag on and on and on just shows how weak the episode actually was, the show actually was written. Is that the fact that they had all this padding in there to keep grinding on over and over, and somehow not implement a checkpoint system when all modern PlayStation 2 games, especially horror games at that time, fucking had them. I know for a fact that this game company specifically did not put checkpoint systems in this fucking game on purpose to make the game drawn out longer. So if you die, you're fucking repeating everything over again to give the game more life. That's exactly how old games, like there's so many movie and TV show license-based games where it falls into this trap because they think by making the game, accentuating the game longer, by making it shittier, is going to make you play it longer, hence making it more of a success. And it's not. I looked up, when I first looked up the cheat codes for this game, the first thing that pops up was like IGN score from whenever the fuck this came out, the early 2000s. I didn't read it, but all I saw was the number, and it was like 8 or 9, or like it was 7, 8, or 9. And I was like, these fucking people didn't even fucking play this whole game. There's no fucking way anyone that likes X-Files or that was playing PlayStation 2 games at that time in the era would have thought this game was good. How the fuck? I'm playing Resident Evil 4 and you give me this? Even when the show was on and you gave me this, I would be like, fuck this game by episode 3. The game sucks, and I'm so happy to be done with it. I know this rant and the rant yesterday on the other episode went on forever. It's just that, holy crap, man. It's such a trial in patience. It was almost worse. Actually, no, it was worse than Spawn Armageddon. Spawn Armageddon, don't get me wrong, had a lot of fucking problems. The game crashed and made me redo fucking a lot of shit all the time with Spawn Armageddon. But no checkpoint system, you're fighting bosses and shit that make you redo. The game might as well fucking crashed. you're fucking redoing whole levels that take almost an hour to do per level because they don't have any fucking checkpoint system, and they make one save every level that you have to walk fucking 10 minutes back to if you want to. Fuck that. And fuck this game. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the game review because it came out first. And I hope you enjoyed my rant and my pain. Like I said, if you want to experience this game, do not spend above $5 for it. It's not worth it. And even if I would have got this when it came out in 2004, I would have not enjoyed having my time wasted. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. This is Force. This is Retro or Die. Resist or serve. The truth is out there. Fuck you. You want real X-Files? Go watch the show.